Michael official trailer? Whoa! Wow, dude. Michael. The word on the street is that this is going to be secretly 2 movies. And that the second movie is just going to be called Jackson. Because that would...
You're confident.
They're not releasing it in fucking 4K, apparently. Okay. Are they releasing it with subtitles? Nope. All right.
Strong.
It's funny how we got from the comment of someone touching children, and then YouTube was like, we've got a recommendation for you. Also, Jesus Christ, the comments on my last reaction to this, where I didn't say, oh, for sure, dude, like, you know, rape, great, whatever. Yeah, I didn't even make any conclusive diddles. I didn't make any conclusive statements about that, but people are in such a huge defense mode over that. I was saying, I'm going to repeat this because apparently people didn't fucking listen in the first video before leaving a comment. I was saying, from what we do know for sure, that was inappropriate, and we shouldn't be excusing that for someone, even if they're a celebrity, right? So your comments of being like, oh, you think you can just accuse someone of something and then everybody believes it? Adam, what if I accused you of doing something? Don't people accuse you of doing things that's not true? How would you feel about that? You're a hypocrite. All I said is that what is undisputed, things that let's bring it up. Michael fucking talks about sharing his bed with children. Like, he talks about this in interviews. This is not disputed. We're looking it up. Like, he's in interview.
All the joys of life as
and so it was that we came back to our meeting at Neverland with 12-year-old Gavin. I'd found this easily the most disturbing.
I hate YouTube comments. Like, people are, I don't understand. So often people argue against a version that they imagine of something that I said that I didn't say. And it's like, what do I... You have to learn to be okay with just nobody having accurate information and just never having any principles for information.
Moment of the past 8 months.
You know, some have, and they say, is that really appropriate?
When you're talking about children, we met Gavin. Mm-hmm. And it was a great privilege to meet Gavin because he's had a lot of suffering in his life.
Yeah.
When Gavin was there, he talked about the fact that he shares your bedroom.
Yes.
Can you understand why people would worry about that?
Because they're ignorant.
But is it really appropriate for a 44-year-old man to share a bedroom with a child who is not related to him at all?
That's a beautiful thing.
That's not a worrying thing?
Why should they be worrying? Who's the criminal? Who's Jack the Ripper in the room? This is a guy trying to help heal a child. I'm sleeping in a sleeping bag on the floor. I gave him the bed because he has a brother named Star. So him and Star took the bed, and I'm on the floor in the sleeping bag.
Did you ever sleep in the bed with them?
No. But I have slept in the bed with many children. I sleep in...
There it is, right? People don't watch that far into the video. Right? They go, oh no, he said sleeping bag on the floor. No, and then he says, yes, but I have with many children, just not these specific children that you're asking me about right now. Right? That's inappropriate. Now, do we say that him, if we're going to include all the context, right? The abuse that he experienced from his father, right? Him not really being able to live his own life as a child, right? Including all of that context, it is still inappropriate. Does that mean he should go to jail For those things, if he didn't fuck the kids, then probably not. But we shouldn't be saying, hey, do more of that, which is what you're saying when you leave comments and have this weird fucking defense mode everywhere and don't acknowledge that this is an inappropriate thing for someone to do regardless of whether or not they're a celebrity. You were saying, yes, more of this, please. You're saying, hey, yes, next person who wants to heal the children, do this, right? The reason it's inappropriate is because there's a lot of people that can take advantage of that sort of thing, right? If he really wants to live life as a child again, he wants to build Neverland Ranch and play on the fucking Monkey Bar Jungle Gym or whatever, who cares? No one's fucking complaining about that, right? Like if he wants to hang around kids and they're having fun and he is having fun, no one's complaining about that, right? We're saying don't sleep in a bed with them, right? At the very least, just for the sake of children who will inevitably grow up, become adults, and a good amount of them, potentially, depending on how many kids you're doing that with, will look back at that retrospectively and go like, that's weird, and I wish I hadn't done that, and I feel uncomfortable, right? Like, do you not want to prevent that? Do you not want to prevent that scenario? Do you not care about whether or not, like, a kid will grow up and be like, actually, no, I'm uncomfortable with that, and I couldn't consent at the time because I was a kid? Do we not care about that?
In bed with all of them. When Macaulay Culkin were little, Kieran Culkin.
Like, clearly there's kids that were uncomfortable enough by whatever you did that, like, they're willing to, you know, try and stir up some shit after. Like, I don't know if what they're saying is true about the criminal aspects. I wasn't there. I have no idea. I'm not commenting on that. We don't know. I'm saying what we do know was inappropriate. We shouldn't be encouraging it. He's dead. We're not throwing him in jail over it. Whatever. Who cares? Why do you care if people are saying it's inappropriate? Why are you so attached to the legacy of this person that we're not allowed to just say, hey, that's inappropriate and we shouldn't have other people doing that? Like, we shouldn't have him doing that. We shouldn't have other people doing that. Why do you care so much about that?
Culkin would sleep on this side, Macaulay Culkin's on this side, his sister's in there. We're all just jamming the bed. And we wake up like dawn and go in a hot air balloon. You know, we have the footage. I have all that footage.
But is that right, Michael?
It's very right. It's very loving.
See, here's the thing. I want to know what about the bed specifically is necessary for everything that he's saying about, like, being a positive role model, a positive person for children. Like, can we not have all of the non-bed stuff and then get rid of the bed stuff, and you're still doing the thing that you say you're doing it for?
What the world needs now. More love, more.
The world needs
a
a man who's 44 sleeping in a bed with children.
No, you're making it all wrong.
Well, tell me, help me.
Because what's wrong with sharing a love?
Here's a fun fact. It's very common for males. It's very common for people with penises to experience erections while they're sleeping. Uncontrollably. Like, just as a part of your sleep. I'm pretty sure that happens to every person with a penis that's able to experience erections throughout the night. All right, Wikipedia. Normal Actually, no, yeah, here we go. Nocturnal, let's see. I'll just bring the wiki. Do I want to put the okay, yeah. I scrolled down the Wikipedia page. There's no surprise photos of penises. Nocturnal penile tumescence is a spontaneous erection of the penis during sleep or when waking up, along with nocturnal clitoral. Ooh. It is known as sleep-related erection. Colloquially, the term morning wood, or less commonly morning glory, is also used. Morning glory, okay. What are the statistics? The average tumescence time per night was 159 minutes. So on average, during puberty, okay, 1972. What about not during puberty? Anyway, every person with a penis is getting boners throughout their sleep is what I'm trying to say. All right. Like, is there a wide variety of ages of these kids during this? You're talking about having like 3 of them sharing the bed, like in one night? You know, like is one of them gonna wake up? Be like, oh. See, if I'm sleeping in a bed, when I'm unconscious, I could be moving around and I don't know. I'm not like in control of where I'm moving. Although I'm actually fucking great at sharing beds because I can only sleep on my back anyway, just because of weird issues I have. And so when I'm sharing beds, I actually I'm really good at not moving. I'm like a good con roomie for that. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is this is, I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable enough that if I found out that I, as a child, was doing this in Michael Jackson's bed and then grew up, and even if he didn't diddle me, I would be like, Mom, why did you let that happen? I would be kind of pissed at my parents.
You don't sleep with your kids or some other kid who needs love, who didn't have a good childhood?
No, I don't. I would never dream of sleeping.
I would.
I would never dream.
Because you've never been where I've been mentally.
What do you think people would say if I said, well, I've invited some of my daughter's friends round or my son's friends round and they're going to sleep in the bed with me tonight?
That's fine.
What do you think their parents would say?
If they're wacky, they would say you can't. But if you're close family, like your family, you know them well, but
Michael, I wouldn't like my children to sleep in anybody else's bed.
Well, I wouldn't mind if I knew the person well, and if I'm very close to Barry Gibb, Paris and Prince can stay with him anytime. My children sleep with other people all the time.
And you're happy with that?
I'm fine with it. They're honest. They're sweet people. They're not Jack the Ripper.
I suppose the problem for many people is what happened in 1993, or what didn't happen.
What didn't happen.
Just cast your mind back. What was that like when you first heard the allegations that were being made against you?
It was shocking, and I'm not allowed to talk about this by way of law. So,
but how did you feel about what was being said? I'm not asking you to talk about what was said.
I was shocked because God knows in my heart how much I adore children.
But isn't that precisely the problem, that when you actually invite children into your bed, you never know what's going to happen?
But when you say bed, you're thinking sexual. They make that sexual. It's not sexual.
But
we're going to sleep. I tuck them in. I put a little music on, and do a little storytelling. I read a book. It's very sweet. Put the fireplace on. Give them hot milk. You know, we have little cookies. It's very charming. Very sweet.
Sure.
It's what the whole world should do.
So to make myself absolutely clear, I am perfectly willing to accept the possibility that he is just a very damaged soul with good intentions. Have I ever said that that's definitively not the case? No. I just don't know. I don't know because I'm not him, and I'm not what the fuck? You don't know either. What the fuck? Why are you upset at me being nuanced? Story of my fucking life. You know? Story of my fucking life.
You're beautiful. You're the greatest of all time.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, he was traumatized, had a bad childhood. Like, he was, like, sexually abused, wasn't he? Like, I'm pretty sure 90% of pedophiles are also people that experienced, like, sexual abuse as children. Maybe not 90%. There is a proven statistical higher probability of one becoming a pedophile if they were sexually abused as a child. And I'm not saying that in relation to Michael Jackson. I'm just saying we don't look at things that other adults do that are weird with children and go, oh, well, you know, their childhood, they had a childhood that was strange. No, we have clear rules that we apply because these are other people's children, right? And if we set weird standards and precedents, I don't think it's... If it's not okay for someone who isn't Michael Jackson, then it shouldn't be okay for Michael Jackson, is all I'm trying to say.
Tell you something. In this life, you're either a winner or you're a loser. Y'all want to work in a steel mill like me for the rest of your days?
Is that fucking Coleman Domingo in makeup?
No, sir. Yeah, because I sure as hell don't. Y'all willing to fight for it?
Yes, sir.
I need to hear you a little louder.
'Cause it sounds like
Willing
him.
to fight for it?
Yes, sir.
Ready whenever you are, Michael.
Do you know what I'm after?
Wait, what did this say? From the producer about we really want this movie title on the screen. A movie that had to get saved in the editing room because they changed directors because the director's a pedophile. Allegedly. And it won Best Editing.
Do you know what I'm after?
You want to be the biggest?
Like they fucking filmed half the movie and they're like, oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. People are catching on to Bryan Singer, remembered the name. Yeah, that's a weird hair from Miles Teller.
Star in the world.
Anton Fukayu, boy.
We need to capitalize on Michael's success. Because the Jackson family is the brand.
Look, I'm bopping to the fucking music. Don't stop taking it off. All right, I'm bopping to it. That has nothing, like, I feel like the average person is made uncomfortable by the idea of bopping to something, and then it's also, like, a problematic person that made the thing you're bopping to. Right? I watch fucking Roman Polanski movies. We can still say, hey, this was one of the most influential and talented directors of all time. But he's also a monster, and he, you know, probably deserves to be in jail. And probably didn't deserve the Caesar Awards after fleeing to France. And also probably, like, shouldn't have been making cameo appearances in Rush Hour 3, directed by Brett Ratner, who's also in the Epstein files, fucking cucking Donald Trump by having sex with Melania and also directing her new movie. It's a weird world we're living in. And people get mad at me for being attracted to fucking cartoons.
That's our Coca-Cola. And we need to start selling.
Meanwhile, every billionaire is a pedophile.
So I'm planning an international tour. This is just the beginning.
I need to think.
And the president of the United States.
I told you what to think.
Oh yeah, Elon made an AI that's making fucking CP right now. It was gonna be April 1st, but then they fucking pussed out. Because I think that's when the Mario movie is happening.
I love
Now
my
they're
family,
now they're like April 26th.
but I just want to do my own thing. Just have all these ideas in my head. Just gotta get them out.
Then do it, Michael.
If they're making this a two-parter, are they going to have to recast the next person, like who plays him, like a white woman?
Not a little boy anymore.
Michael, I knew you were different the moment you were born. You have a very special life, too.
Okay. I mean, from what I know, I feel like Jackson probably deserves genius label more than like Kanye.
I believe music can change the world.
You can still be a genius and a diddler.
Spread love, joy.
I love how the modern trailer could not resist the temptation, even though the music is like what you're selling as a part of the experience. We're like, no, we're doing an epic version of it. We're doing an epic version. Like, fuck off, modern. Like, just do something different.
Spread love, joy, and peace. That is
Oh, wait. Is this a Pepsi ad? Oh, Pepsi.
and peace.
We're going to get the Pepsi ad in it.
That is
Just like World War Z.
what I want the world to feel.
There it is, World War Z.
Magic.
5. The family is involved, so it's not going to be a real story. It's not going to be unbiased. The estate is very they have a lot of incentive to lean things in a particular direction. I mean, just like Bohemian Rhapsody, it's like the band has control of the script. We're getting a fucking puff piece, and that's it. I just don't. I'm kind of like just irritated at celebrity culture in general, you know? I think that when we get to the point of like essentially deifying someone as a god, we're going too far. Michael Jackson, Donald Trump, like it's too far. Taylor Swift. Having his stardom reach the levels that they did, people like to attribute that to him as an artist alone. And although, yes, him as an artist, that's responsible for people enjoying his art, the level of fame that he had is more of a commentary on cultural ideas of fame than it is a metric for how great of a musician he was. Right? Deifying? 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 What are you saying? Oh, DEI. That's what you're joking. Okay. I thought I was pronouncing it wrong. Like the reason we're never going to have another Michael Jackson isn't because there's no one that's going to be as talented as him until the end of time. It's because we have different cultural attitudes towards the concept of fame. Like people are less enthralled, right? There's more people that understand the concept of like a famous person. And the line is also being like blurred and connected by virtue of like internet celebrities and micro celebrities and YouTube, Twitch, internet things.